Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the most decorated quarterback in history, with 7 Super Bowl rings, 3 MVPs, 15 Pro Bowl selections, playing in the league for 22 years, and not only that, playing in the league for 23 years, 90,000 passing yards, 650 passing touchdowns, etc., and other countless records. He has all of that, right? But what if Brady didn't play in 2010? What if he played in the brutal, physical, no mercy NFL of the 1980s, aka the Lawrence Taylor defensive era? So what I'm gonna do in this video today is I'm gonna break this down for y'all, what it looked like for Tom back in that era. Brady. Brady's greatness was never about blazing speed or freakish arm strength. Yeah, it was never about that. The biggest strengths were his accuracy, football IQ, quick release, pocket presence, and leadership. Not only that, but being able to carry offensive units and how they looked like actually missing the playoffs without Tom Brady in 2009, the year after they had an all-time great team in 2008. His leadership and intangibles as well. These skills that Tom possessed, these skills that Brady possessed, timeless, and they translate any era from the Patriots back in the 2000s to even the 80s or now, whether in 2020 or 1985, or even 2005, or even 2005, 2010 around his peak. Brady's ability to read defenses and hit receivers and try was something like he was a solid passer. I wouldn't say the best. He wasn't a great runner. His sack rate wasn't the best, but Tom had like 8 years. Tom nearly had 10 seasons, 4,500 yards, which isn't bad, especially considering how good his average field position would be. Now, let's talk about the 80s. This was a much tougher era for QBs. Defenders could hit you high, low, and late. How can it fly? QBs had less protection, and passing was riskier. Passing was riskier. Running back like Walter Payton, Eric Dickerson, they had the low-to-wall defense like the 85 Bears and those era Giants, and even to some extent the Rams. They built reputations on punishing quarterbacks. Playing QB in that era required toughness. It's not a few guys like not Sammy Jefferson, guys like Bruce, guys like Joe Montana, Steve Young, John Elway, Dan Marino. These dudes from the 80s all have, but in time would have to an extent would he falter a little bit, I'd say, but almost still elite. He still had that toughness, and he'd still be great at this. Like, he'd be great at a lot. Yeah, let's really listen to this crap. Tom would be unbelievable. Alright. And the way it was a running game back then, so I think that's why a lot of the yards were down back then. Slower pace game, running game. That's why a lot of QBs back then weren't gonna crack 4,000 yards, but if they did, get lucky, it would be 45. Yes, 45 at best. Dan Marino wasn't 5,000 yards. He had an all-time talent, and the game was progressing by maybe these two. To be fair. So how would Brady fare? He definitely take more hits today's game. Facing Lawrence Taylor at the edge or Bonnie line, controlling the secondary with tested durability and his longevity definitely felt. But remember, Brady wasn't a soft quarterback. He took hits from guys like Ray Lewis, James Harrison, Terrell Suggs, J.J. Watt, Troy Polamalu, etc. Those were Ed Reed to his career, Aaron Donald. In the 80s, he might not put up 5,000 yard seasons, but his efficiency, Deion Sanders did, but his efficiency and smarts would still make him one of the top QBs in the league, y'all. It just would. And I should go far to say it would make him undoubtedly a top QB, because not only would the success be there, but if you put him on a team like, say, not even the Rams, but if you put him on a great team in the 80s, like the Broncos, like he would still be great. Now, would he be a 7-time Super Bowl champion? Maybe not. But in that era, still throw for a bunch of yards. He was still 6'4", 230-pound big quarterback. And I understand his athleticism wasn't there, but his size definitely was. He wasn't slow, but back then, QBs didn't have to be as mobile either. So that would also be an advantage. Not, not everything would be disciplined by them. What about winning? Like I said, 80s had legends like Joe Montana, LA, would Brady dominate them? Tennis, tennis for Niners dynasty would be tough to track, but with Brady's leadership and leading boys, it's not hard to imagine him stealing a few rings. He might not get 7 championships in that era, but with his competitiveness, he could easily end up becoming a third, fourth-time Super Bowl champion in that era. Right? I don't think he would necessarily dominate them, but Joe Montana, Dan Marino, and John Elway would be him if he played back in the 80s. Pretty much with Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Payment, Ward, and Tom Saver. So, as I said before, and I'll say it again, yes, he would not win all 7, but he would easily be a 3 or 4 time Super Bowl champion in the 80s. With the Montana dynasty, although it would be hard to crack, he still would probably win around 4 wins just like they did due to his presence, and if you surrounded him with an all-time defense, we already saw how it would be. And defense won championships. Now wins championships now, and it certainly did back then. So why would it hard seem like it, especially if those defenses still were there, were still good. Just saying. If now we're great, So the bottom line is, what if Tom Brady, what if TB12 put in the 80s NFL? He wouldn't have the protection of gaudy passing stats we see today, but his accuracy, toughness, leadership, tangibles will shine through. Even his, even his stats could still be there. Legends like Brady don't just belong to one era. They'd find a way to win, and he's a transcendent one of the third league GOAT NFL player ever. Not only that, but even his winning with the really great defense, and even if you find a way to have Brady run a good offensive line, or at least average offensive line, I definitely do see him getting 4,000 yards out there. Well, yeah, I need to understand how Tom would be that. Like I said, all the attributes that I mentioned with him, he's a transcendent player, and transcendent players can do it in any area, no matter how physical, no matter how soft. We all know who Tom is. We all know how good he is. We all know how smart he was as a quarterback. We all know his toughness. It's just stats, so I need y'all to let me know.